Hi there, welcome to your Tuesday Thoughts Tarot on Wednesday. So today is Wednesday the 5th of August. We are in August, we are in Leo season, the lion, and I have yet to get round to sending my August newsletter, but it is in production. It will be arriving in your inboxes very soon, but I wanted just to come and do a tarot reading for you for the week ahead. There's a lot of energy going on, so I thought let's ask the cards and see if we can get some information. Just going to light some sage before we begin. It's good to use sage just to clear the energy of a place. You can use crystals, you can use aromatherapy as well, but it just clears your energy, clears away negativity. It's very good kind of antibacterial as well. So if there's any flus or coughs or anything going on in the house, a bit of sage, you can put it up into the corners. Make sure that all the corners have a little bit of sage in them just for protection as well. But it is a lovely way to set the intention if you're doing a meditation, something like that. You might want to get some sage burning. So there we go, some sage for our session. Okay, put that there, safe. Okay, so let's begin. We'll do tarot. So how are you? How are you feeling today? It's a nice day out there, but we've a bit more of a breeze, and we had a few drops of rain yesterday. Nothing much actually. The cards have just come out. Let's hold them up. But today is beautiful again. I think it's a little bit cooler, but by a little bit cooler I mean 28, 29. This one as well. So we're asking the tarot to give us some guidance on what's coming up this week. Is there anything that we need to be aware of, anything that we should know, anything about us, our lives, or those around us, what's coming up? So let's just take another couple of cards, please, if you will. I hope you're all well. Thank you for your follows, for your likes, for your comments. It's always greatly appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed, do hit the subscribe button. You'll see it again towards the end of this recording, so I would love you to subscribe. But I hope you're well, I hope you're managing these energies, and let's see if we can get you a couple more cards. Okay, that's one, just to conclude this reading. Just ponder on what you want to know. What your question is. That's too many. What your question is. Might be nice to have some background music today, I'm thinking. Okay, and that's the final one, right. So, the final one. So I'm just going to stack these in order so I can go through them in correct order. And on the back we have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is the intuitive, it is the psychic lady, it is the lady who reads tarot, it is the lady who has visions. She is the lady who is deeply tuned into energy and can often foretell the future. But there is this element with the High Priestess about that tuning in, about that intuition that you have. So you have intuition on something, you have a gut feeling on something. Are you acting on it? Are you paying attention to it? We feel these things because we're actually feeling vibrations in the energy field. It's information that it's the same as channeling. Channeling, you receive information through either like a light frequency or an electrical impulse or a feeling or a vision or something, and your intuition is pretty much the same because you're feeling the energy field. So you have this system that is able to translate what that is, and it gives you that sense, and should I put this box over here? It's like, oh no, should I probably should, but I'm just going to leave it. And then something happens and you realize you should have moved that thing and your gut was telling you to do it, but you didn't do it. We've all had moments where we didn't follow our intuition, and that's how you learn about your intuition, because you think, oh, I should have done it. I felt it somewhere. I kind of knew. It's like going somewhere, you kind of have a sense in your self that, should I go to this event? And it's like, I don't think I should go, but then you go and it's a disaster. So there's lots of these kind of foretelling. You don't have to be particularly like the psychic tarot reader to feel this. This is saying there's something going on in your own intuition that would be good to pay attention to. So with that information of listening to ourselves, let's go through the cards that came up. First card is your Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles is all about new study and new work. Something new is coming in, and it's going to allow you to earn. It's going to allow you to begin something. We do have the hare in the background. I saw a hare when I was at home, a real live hare, which you don't see the wild hares that much. And it crossed my path. And I think it's about fertility and abundance. So whatever this new venture is, there's going to be a development, because you're sowing seeds right now. You're planting, and you've sown them, you've grown them. There's little shoots appearing here, but you haven't got a full field of crops yet. So there's an element of you're starting on this path. You're investing in yourself. You're investing in sowing these seeds. So you've decided to work on something. It's like the artist who will spend money on paint and canvas and paper and framing and do all of that before the exhibition appears. And then the exhibition comes and you have a body of work. You don't get the exhibition and then, oh my God, I have to create work. Some people do. But I think it's better if you're actually just working and evolving and developing your work, and suddenly the opportunities come in and you have work available. So this is saying there may be some expenditure or investment that you're having to make, but it is an investment in you. It is helping you at the beginnings of something. And if it's about a new study, it's kind of, a workshop, a course, some sort of learning, some sort of initiation, some sort of training that's going to be provided to help you create what you want to create. And then we have the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands can be a bit like that conflict, that inner conflict as well. 1 second. So the inner conflict that someone may have, and the sense of feeling quite isolated, can come in as well. Usually the wands are very creative, so this could be that creative project that you're on, and you're having to maintain your production, your creativity, your success. In a sense, you will have had some success. The Six of Wands is all about success. Then you move into the Seven. So what do you do next? What's next? What's coming up next? And then how you maintain that creative fire, because this is all about the creative fire, but it's also about that conflict with your own identity, how you're seen in the world, how you want to put yourself out into the world, and who else has got an opinion, has got something to say, and how you're kind of standing your ground in this, and you're in this time of learning, even if it doesn't go right, even if there's some irritation, you'll learn from that as well, okay? Because we are moving on to your hopes, wishes and dreams. We are achieving that. So the conflict and the struggle has, because you have to create the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, is actually helping you move into this time. And I always think the star is about a bit of fame. I always think the star is about the alignment of the stars as well, and what's going on in the solar activity. Because when you think about it, our sun is a great star. So it's the power of the sun, it's the power of the solar flares that are affecting Earth right now as well. So encompassing all of that astrological part of this card, but also how it is in that time frame, in that where stars are positioned in a certain way. That is the time where you can reach out and your hopes and wishes and dreams will come into fulfillment. This can also be about talking therapies. If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the struggle, if you're feeling a little bit of an identity crisis, like we talked about, having to create again, having to come up with the next best thing, and are you losing yourself in that? This can be a good card for talking therapies and counselling. That might be something that might come in for you as well. But it is about watering the roots. So you have these seedlings that have kind of grown into these little shoots. They've come up from the ground, and there's a lot of fertility and a lot of abundance coming from that, but we have to keep watering it. We have to keep watering the ground. And isn't this interesting now? That's very sandy ground, it's very dry, and we have a heat wave, particularly in London, but all over Europe. There's an incredible heat wave. The ground is hard, the ground is dry, the ground isn't even accepting the moisture, and there is no rain. And we are taking from the lakes, we're taking from the pools that we have, and we're watering in any way we can. It's also making me think of data centers, these AI data centers that are going to be built in expanses of land in our countryside, and how they will use the water as well, and they will take water from the customers. So where are they getting their water? How are they using these systems? I've heard that there are other methods of cooling these data centers, but people are choosing to use the water method because it's the cheapest, but therefore we as a customer who needs water, as a human being who needs water, we're losing out, and they're changing the energy of the areas and the water in areas. So be mindful of that at this time as well. And the star is also about a transformation. We've got a little butterfly here, so there is that element of transforming and being able to pour from one cup to the other, being able to balance out a system, showing yourself. So, she's completely naked in this one, so there is that identity, bringing forward your identity. So you had that training process, you had that study period, you had that investment in yourself, investment in your work that you have done. Through that, there has been success and creativity and ongoing creativity and fighting for your right to be creative, and then the identity and who you are and how you can bring more to the table, and this kind of discussion on, that you are alone, kind of fighting your own demons as well as being put up against other people's opinions. But it's the fiery red, it's very energetic. You might also say that this is about the wildfires as well. So it could relate to that, because in this the land is very brown here as well, and I don't know if you see, I've literally just picked this up and I've never seen this before in the card, but there's a fire ongoing over the land here as well. So there's an element of that wildfire here too, and then possibly putting the cooling waters onto the fire, cooling the earth, watering the earth, keeping the earth moist, because it is feeling the heat of the sun, it is feeling this intensity, but also it is about you, through your training, through your commitment, through your growing of something, you come into this success, and then it's the next thing. What else am I going to do? How am I going to bring this forward? That inner conflict, can I do it? Who am I? Who am I bringing this forward as well? But that's, you're moving towards your hopes, and your wishes are coming into fulfillment. And then we have the devil. So the devil card is all about getting over your blocks. So as we're talking about creativity here, you may find that you've got a bit of a creative block. You may be avoiding doing the work. You may be feeling chained to something else. So you're finding your maybe regular work is keeping you, your focus is focused there. You might find your home is needing certain work. So there's different ways to avoid your creativity. And it's suggesting that you light a fire under yourself to kind of almost, kick yourself up and move forward into some sort of action. So, they do have a saying, somebody, they lit a fire under them, didn't they? So they had to kind of like give them a jolt in some way so they would do something. And there is this element of perhaps you feel exhausted, perhaps you feel tired. This is boredom as well, you know. Generally, if this is a relationship card, it's two people who are bored. They're together for the sake of it. The love is gone. They just feel chained to this block, which could be marriage, which could be some relationship dynamic. And they're absolutely bored. They're not even looking at each other. They've no interest in each other. So there's this element of, are you feeling bored? Are you feeling that creative block? And the devil's also reminding us of the blackness here, which is the void where all creativity begins. So the void is that place of creation. The void is the place where, you know, ideas and imagination come from. You know, this can be all about your ideas and your imagination, which can be overwhelming if you're getting so many ideas at the one time and you're having to work out which one to go with. But this is telling us that if you are feeling stagnant and blocked and a bit bored, that it is possible to do that introspection, to do that self-work, to tune back into the ocean of creativity, the ocean of abundance, the ocean of source, which is here. But you're so bored and feeling downtrodden and feeling unenthusiastic and feeling tired and listless and, you know, what's the point kind of attitude, that you're not seeing that you are connected to that and that you can use that. And so there's a need to move away from that energy of stop. So we want you to walk away from the energy. We want you to see something in your life that you're going to have to change. You're going to have to change how you view it, how you work with it. And it's not necessarily easy as well. There's this person who's walking uphill and there's more mountains to climb. This is the Cups, which is all about love and heart. So perhaps it's something that you had a lot of heart energy about. Perhaps it's something that you loved. Perhaps it's a person, a place, or a thing that you're thinking of moving away from. But it's something that has lost its luster. It's lost its satisfaction. Whatever you were involved with, you know, something's missing. Something's dropped out of it. Something's not holding your interest anymore. And that means walking away. It could be walking away from a relationship. It could be walking away from that boring relationship, that relationship with no fire anymore. It could be a walking away because you know that you gave it heart, you gave it a try, but it's still not satisfying you, and you're going to have to, for your higher good, you're going to have to walk away. And yes, it's emotional. There will be waters, there will be tears. So let's look at that as a relationship. So we have the beginnings. So you've sowed the seeds, you put a lot of work into it. You're trialing things out. This is new. You're not fully fledged in whatever you're doing. You're quite work focused and quite financial focused. You have a lot of ideas. You're trialing a lot of things. You know, you've done quite well. But after you've done quite well, it's what do you do next? It's like, how do you keep that momentum going? And then who are you as you have to struggle with keeping that momentum going? And how do you keep that fire alive? And how do you contain it as well? It's knowing when to contain the fire. You know, we don't want it spreading everywhere. We don't want to burn ourselves. We don't want to burn out. So we have to keep ourselves cool. We have to keep ourselves hydrated. We have to work with the seasons, the astrological imprint or blueprint. And we have to maintain balance. And if we need some help with regards to a relationship, some counselling, some therapy, some couples counselling, this could be the card. Because the love is gone. The love is dropped out of it. There's no... it's not healthy anymore. And this is trying to shake you up into understanding that. And your final decision might be to walk away. That might be what your intuition is telling you, that it is time. There's a lot of love here. You know, there's a lot of love here, but something isn't quite right. And whether that's love or whether that's work focused, career focused, you might be making a decision to step away from something that you've spent a long time at. You've had a lot of love for the place, for the people, for the environment, for the work, but it's just not satisfying you anymore. And there is a contemplation and an intuitive feeling about changing things up a little bit. Okay. So let me just pick another. God, it's so hot. It's still hot in London, and I find sometimes when I'm sitting on these sofas that it just hurts my back as well. It's such a bad back. I'm going to do the goddess guidance now, because it often gives us a little bit of a focus point, which is, quite clear cut. Each goddess has a very clear cut theme. I feel I'm losing my words today, so bear with me. It's like my brain has gone in slow-mo. Do you find that? Do you find with the solar flares and the new energy that your tiredness has increased? I was absolutely exhausted yesterday. Your tiredness has increased. Your momentum has slowed down. It's like you're in slow motion. Is that just me? So let's have a goddess to tell us what this actually means, what this read is telling us. But if it resonates with you, if any of that resonates with you, do let me know in the comments, because it helps me understand how the layout, what that message means is. So I'm learning too. I'm learning what I think, but also actually you might think, no, I know what that is. So do mention it below. So we've got one here. I'm just going to take one more. Oh, it's dropping. It's not come out yet. Okay, let's wait. Okay, one has dropped out. Two. So the first one is Mawu, and it's Mother Earth. So that's interesting as well, because we talked about the fires, we talked about the drought, we talked about needing to water the plants, to water our ideas, but also to cool things down. And the next card to come out is Kuan Yin, which is all about compassion. And the final card, 3 did jump out. So this is Una, and it's easy does it. So we're just going to go through those. So Mother Earth, it says you are called upon to help with environmentalism. So look at that, beautiful. She's just working her magic up there. So I would say that's like earth healing. So many of you are involved in earth healing already. I know part of my group certainly attend to that. We started earth healing back in lockdown, and we did it for years and years and years, and then I had to drop out because I had to go back to work, but they kept going, and it's still going, and there's people all around the world that do earth healing on different times as well. So this is certainly about earth healing and seeing how you can look at our earth, our planet, and what we can do to help her. So let's see what it says. There is no greater cause today than giving back to your mother and rekindling a friendship with soil, air, and water. The earth is the life force for material life, and there's no sense in continuing a downward spiral of dirtying the planet with further pollution. Your contribution is necessary, no matter how small. You make a huge difference in this planet's welfare through small, simple changes in how you operate. It's worth it, believe me, and I will help you accomplish this goal in all ways. So that can be to do with, our earth drying out, to do with the fires, to do with the data centers, taking all the water. That's one aspect which you may want to help in. You may want to do more recycling. You may want to get involved in an environmental group. You might want to teach other people about the planet and her consciousness and ascension, what's happening. She's the Mother Earth, Father Sky, Mother Earth. She holds us, and what she said was very important, that everything we want, everything that we want to create in life comes from the soil and the water and the sun, and the, it's all created through the earth in some way. Our experience of this life is the earth plane, the material plane. So we must remember to look after it, and whatever we're trying to grow, whatever we're trying to maintain, whatever change we've had to make, we're moving towards much more compassion for our planet. Kuan Yin, compassion. So gentleness is the strength behind true power, and it comes from feeding yourself with the nourishing words, thoughts, deeds, intentions, and all forms of food. Shield yourself from harshness by placing an intention to attract only kind and gentle life lessons and relationships. Transform harshness into gentleness by refusing to see anything but the shining light that's within each person and situation. The intention begins with the relationship with yourself. Be very gentle with yourself in all ways. Be happy, be kind, be sweet, but most of all, be true to you. Release any guilt and shame you have to heaven. Allow heaven to transmute that for you. Keep your thoughts about yourself and others positive. Avoid gossip or bad-mouthing of yourself or others. Forgive yourself or another. Don't be so hard on yourself or others. Relieve perfectionist tendencies. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect. But what we do need to do is have compassion for ourselves and extend that to others, but first to ourselves. And know that we deserve it and we need it, in particular if we're going through this difficult time. We know it's always good to be kind to others and to help others, etc., but not at the expense of yourself. So we need to look after ourselves first and love ourselves, support ourselves, and clear ourselves of any shame or guilt, so that then we can extend that compassion to others. So it's almost like a practice. Practice with yourself first. Practice with being your own mother. Practice with mothering yourself with compassion, because no one is perfect. No one. So tune into that loving, compassionate, gentle, kind energy and draw that to yourself. And then when you feel able, you can share it with another. And then we have Una, easy does it. So there's a lovely little peace dove there as well. And rainbow colours. So let's see what she says. So Una's message is nurturing a cause or relationship is a long-term commitment and one that can't be rushed. This level of devotion comes from a place of deep loving and concern. I care what happens to my planet and to my loved ones so much that I'm willing to stick with them through thick and thin. This isn't always easy, but to me it's the only way to ensure that matters are resolved and healed. I listen to the passionate stirrings of my heart. I reach out and take action to let my loved ones know that I deeply care about them. I take action to spur on my pet causes. Never mind what other people think. You will benefit by carrying through with your priorities. You'll feel so good about yourself if you make time for the relationship and projects that truly count in your heart. Do what's important to you. Do it with absolute devotion. But remember, there's no competition for your true life's purpose. So there's no need to worry, hurry, or feel that you have to force things. Take it easy. We all have purpose, but we don't have to fall over people to get to our purpose. Relax a bit. Take a breath. Take it easy. Make no sudden moves. Slow, steady progress is best right now. Ease into your new life instead of rushing into it. Do your new work as a part-time venture to begin with, while slowly exiting your old career. So that could be connected to the tarot as well. You're having this new training, you're having this new study, new work, new financial investment in yourself. It's very creative. You've felt a bit of burnout, so you want to redirect your creative energy. You've had a certain amount of success. Maybe you're kind of reinventing yourself a little. You're doing this to become much more aligned with your true hopes and wishes, and you're letting go of the toxicity. You're letting go of what wasn't working, what was blocking you, what was keeping you in a loop, and you've decided to move away from that. Now that might mean going part-time and starting something, because it's not just cut and dry. So Una says, just take it easy, relax, there's no rush, don't make a sudden move. Let's just weigh everything up. And that could be to do with, we've got Mother Earth here, so the earth, the manifesting on earth, the treating earth with kindness, the having compassion for ourselves in this lifetime, because it's not an easy one. So we have to have compassion for ourselves and others. And we have to know that, it's okay, we're not perfect, and we don't have to rush. We don't have to get everything done. We can take some time. That's lovely. Okay, we're going to go to Archangel Michael now, because he's always a good guy to bring in. Archangel Michael is the angel of protection and courage. And you can call on him anytime to come in and help you with anything. And he is an angel that I would call on a lot, because it's just that protective nature by your side. Particularly living in a city, but just having that protective guardian by your side is a beautiful thing. Okay, so let's see what messages Michael has for us. Oh, one straight away. Go with that one. Take one more, Michael. Oh, dear, dear, dear. I think we've got 4. So this is 1. We've got 2 more. So this and this. Beautiful. Okay. So let's read these. So write about your thoughts and feelings. Thank you for helping me tap into my God-given creativity and wisdom, so I clearly express myself and glean insight, blessing and healing. Sometimes when you write things down, you just get a different level of light bulb moment. Sometimes a thought needs to be taken out of your head and written. Sometimes it could be a sign to record things, write things down, document. It's important, because it's when you have an experience or an event that, say, is shocking, and then a year down the line you might look back and you go, yeah, it was shocking, but you've forgotten how traumatic it was and how it made you feel. and everything that was surrounding it. So should anything be happening around you right now, and this might be related to work, or might be related to that relationship, it might be related to those ideas and that inner conflict, write about it and make note of your feelings, because they will be important to remember. There's something about documentation here. Document everything, write it down. Yeah, document everything. And the next card was, you created this situation, you have the power to change it. Thank you for letting me lean on your strength and for reminding me of my personal power. Please guide me to manifest and heal according to divine will, creating peace and blessings for everyone involved. Okay? It's like an artist there as well. We mentioned creativity before. So he's got obviously the unicorn here, but he's got the paintbrush and the paint. So this is about that creativity, but also this new life that you're creating, this new job, this new relationship, this new phase in your life. You've walked away from one phase and you're walking into another phase, and whatever isn't quite right in what you've created already, and maybe that's where the conflict is coming in. It's not going exactly to how you thought it would. It's not going to plan. So let's go back to the drawing board and let's reimagine it. Think about how you want this manifestation. You imagine yourself in a better situation. You imagine everything around you, the smells, the textures, the furniture, the people. Imagine the better situation and focus on that. Let's take our focus off what wasn't working, take our focus off the toxicity, and move our focus onto how we would like it to look, because that's powerful. As soon as you change your consciousness and your subconscious, your energy changes, and as soon as your energy changes, the world reflects. So if you're tied up in knots and you're angry and frustrated, often the world gives you more things to be angry and frustrated at. So there is this personal job or role to take your power back. Take your power back and reimagine. What do you want it to look like? Really, what do you want it to look like? Let's go there. And then we have let go of fear now. Beautiful. Look at that sword. Third eye is open. There's a lot of beautiful blue, purple color. And it says, Archangel Michael, please help me feel safe and deserving of your guidance. Thank you for clearing me of heavy, toxic, or ego-based thoughts or feelings. Sorry if you can hear my tummy rumbling. It's the energy. So that means that this is resonating for someone. Help me feel safe. So whatever is happening, whatever you've had to document, whatever you've had to think, I don't like it the way it is, I want to make it better, whatever life situation that you've kind of turned your back on, you must now ask Michael to help you feel safe and deserving of his guidance. You are deserving. You are deserving of angelic help. He's ready. The sword is ready to cut through any connections to energies that aren't suitable, that aren't healthy, that are toxic in your environment, in your life, in whatever way. I says, thank you for clearing me of heavy, toxic, or ego-based thoughts or feelings, because what happens is when we're in those situations, we can get so angry ourselves and then drive into that ego self, which isn't very nice, can be quite nasty. But what we want to do is move into the compassion in itself, the compassion itself. So we have compassion for our fear, compassion for our anger, compassion for our frustration. We have compassion for ourselves, but that softens everything, and then it allows us to love ourselves a bit more, be gentle, be kind. And in that, you're shifting out of heavy toxicity. You've raised the vibration. So Michael is here as a protector, and he is asking you Trust him. Let go of your fear. He has it in hand. Because the next card is guided and protected. Michael is coming in to guard you and protect you. Sorry, guarded and protected. I said guided, but it's guarded and protected. So thank you for protecting my loved ones and me. Thank you, because I have asked Archangel Michael to protect people as well. Thank you for protecting my loved ones and me, ensuring that we're safe and that all our needs are met. I now accept your help gratefully and gracefully, knowing that it's right for me and all others to accept heavenly assistance. So the heavenly assistance is here. And Michael wants you just to ask him to come forward to guard and protect you and accept the help that is here for you. This is high vibrational guarding. This is what you want to call on, as well as your everyday situation, scenario, help from people that you know. You can call on the higher. They want you to ask for heavenly assistance and say, I now accept your help gratefully and gracefully, knowing that it's right for me and all others to accept heavenly assistance. You're safe and your needs are met. He's coming in with the sword. He's not messing around. He's here to help. Okay? So I'm going to go now to just a little affirmation deck. So you got this. It's a little affirmation deck. And I used this in the Christmas boxes, which I did last year. And just to see if we can get a little supportive affirmation before you go. So what type of affirmation would help with regards to this story? Just trying to give it a good old shuffle so we get a nice one that hopefully resonates with you. And then that's the end. But if that resonates, if it makes sense, call on the angelic support. If you're feeling a little bit in a difficult situation, that everything that you've built, everything you've worked for, everything that you've been passionate about, everything you've hoped for and wished for is now tainted in some way with toxicity, and you're feeling the need to walk away and turn your back, to block something out, something's not the same, then move into that compassion, move into that, let's not rush it, let's not make a rash decision, move into that, think about your animals, think about the plants, think about the world, think about what's happening. You know, the world also needs your kindness, the world also needs your compassion. And then document. You have the power to create and change. Oh my God. So many here. 3 have come out in a row, so I'm going to take those. The other ones I'll just put back in because I don't know what they are. And because I think when something difficult happens in life, particularly with regards to other people, and we feel maybe preyed upon in some way, or we feel betrayed, or we feel attacked, we forget how precious we are, because you question yourself and you become defensive. It's natural, but you want to get to the place where I don't have to defend myself. I know who I am. Spirit knows who I am. God knows who I am. I'm good. You know, you have to get to that level. And so the cards are saying, I am important. I am important. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're not important. Don't let anyone make you feel like they are more important, that their position is more important, their opinion is more important. You are important. Okay? And the next card, you are amazing. You are amazing. So let's not forget ourselves and how magnificent we are. Let's not listen to the bullying or the derogatory remarks from someone. Let's remember you are amazing. Remember your truth. You are important. You are amazing. And then it says everything is possible if you've got enough nerve. Everything is possible if you've got enough nerve. And now I'm getting, hold your nerve. Everything is possible. Miracles can happen if you can hold your nerve. And what happens is some people can't hold their nerve, and they get overwhelmed, and they can't contain their anger, their emotions, their frustrations. And this is saying, hold your nerve. If you've got enough nerve in this situation to play it that way, then everything is possible. That is very interesting. I hope it helps whatever situation you're in. Like with the star, your hopes, wishes and dreams are on the line here. But also if you need counselling, if you need to talk to somebody, talking therapies, just chatting to somebody about your issues, do so. It's okay to get emotional. The waters will flow. But this is timely, it is astrological. There could be big astrology and big energy coming in, which is affecting all of these issues. But the butterfly tells us there's room for transformation here. There's room for it to change. So I'm going to leave you with that hopeful message. But if you need support, find the support that's right for you. Remember to say, I am important, and to know that you're amazing, and everything is possible if you've got enough nerve. But in my mind, everything is possible if you can just hold your nerve. Take care. Lovely to be with you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.